My dad worked his whole life and contributed to a pension with hopes of retiring at 64 and to travel and spend time with family. Unfortunately, he never got the chance. He passed away before his retirement date. My mom, on the other hand, she lived to the ripe old age of 92 and enjoyed some of her retirement time. That gap taught me something about retirement and why my retirement is not looking anything like theirs did. If you're thinking about what retirement means to you, then stick around. I'm going to walk through both sides of that and what I'm doing about it. My parents' generation had a pretty simple formula for retirement. You found a job or a career, you stuck with a company for decades, you paid into pension, you circled a date on the calendar, worked towards that date, and when it hit, you retired, and that was the end of your retirement planning. It was that simple, predictable, and you knew years in advance what that would look like. My dad did everything right. He worked hard, he contributed to pension, he had the plan that he was going to retire at 64, but at the age of 63 he passed away, so he never made it to his retirement date. He worked faithfully and he showed up, and the end result was something that he couldn't be around to see. My dad didn't get that retirement chapter in life, and that stayed with me, that Dad did not make it to his retirement age. My mom lived nearly 30 years past that age. Same formula, same generation, but a completely different outcome. That contrast right there is the reason that we just can't copy the same old playbook. When I started working, I had my own version of that plan. 40 years in, I thought I built something that was solid, stable. I had savings, I had stability, and then life had different ideas. I went through a divorce. I got laid off from my HR corporate job, not once, but twice, from 2 different companies. And on one of those jobs, I completely relocated to a new province to start over. And I did all of this in my late 50s and early 60s. Talk about a life-changing experience. And I'll be honest, it was scary, rebuilding from the ground up each time. None of that was in the plan. And here's what I learned. Nothing was ever guaranteed in the plan for anyone. Certainly not in my parents' generation, and definitely not in mine. And I'm not sharing this for you to feel sorry for me. I'm sharing this because you're not alone in this if something that you had planned in your retirement didn't go to the way that you expected. Here's the shift I had to make in my mind. My parents' generation had a timeline. It was a date on a calendar, you worked to that date, and you were finished. My generation doesn't get that luxury. Pensions are rarer, layoffs can happen at any age, and life can throw things at you that you never expected. So retirement's just not a finish line anymore. It's quite often rebuilding and rebuilding a second time, third time if you have to, from the ground up, each time one of those life events happens. So here's what that rebuilding actually looks like for me. 1, I'm rebuilding an income that isn't tied to one employer and isn't tied to one employer making a decision that upsets my whole life. That's part of the reason why I'm building this YouTube channel and an online digital business that'll supplement my part-time employment and hopefully replace it at some point in time when I decide to quit. 2, I stopped treating retirement age as fixed. For me, retirement isn't just a single date. It's a process that I'm going through, working part-time, building an online business so that it'll supplement my income, and so it's flexible, not fixed. 3, I'm staying adaptable instead of being attached to one plan. The plan I made 40 years ago didn't survive contact with life, and that's okay. I'm making shorter-term goals now so that when life changes again, I can make adjustments accordingly, and it probably will. And 4, I'm making sure that I'm living now and not waiting for someday. My dad waited for someday and it never came for him. That's why spending time with my grandkids, spending time outdoors, and having that flexible lifestyle is so important to me. Doing things that matter to me now and not just later or someday are non-negotiable. So that's the real difference between my parents' retirement and mine. Theirs was a fixed destination. Mine, I'm rebuilding as life changes come along, and I'm doing it in real time right there in front of you and with you. So I want to know, does your retirement look anything like your parents' retirement, or is it taking you someplace completely different? Put it in the comments below. And if you're enjoying the videos, please subscribe and like, and we'll go on this journey together to reimagine our retirement.